Well, good morning and a great big howdy to everybody. I'm glad to be back with you today. My first article has to do with a concept from the Department of Agriculture, North Carolina Department of Agriculture, called Next Generation Ag. And it from time to time highlights young people who are up and coming in the agribusiness field in one way or another. And this is an overview of it. Next Generation Ag is a year-long series that will run from time to time on one of the blogs from the Department of Agriculture, and whereby this article or this ongoing article will highlight young people pursuing a career in the agriculture industry. And some of these individuals that will be highlighted from time to time can be in high school, college, or recent graduates who are working to establish a career in agriculture. During their free time, many kids would list watching TV or playing on their iPad as some of their favorite things to do. However, for William Winslow, it was always digging potatoes with his grandfather. It was my favorite activity not only because I enjoyed it and the time with my grandpa, but also because he told me many stories about his work as chairman of the Farm Bureau Committee in his community during those times. Growing up under such a strong agricultural leadership, it's no surprise that William is seeking a career in the industry for himself. William learned a lot at the hands of his grandfather as a child. My grandfather was not only the chairman of the Farm Bureau for his county, but he also farmed tobacco on his land. And this farm of William Winslow's grandfather was about an hour outside of Raleigh. I learned a lot about the importance of our state's agricultural industry from him, as well as how to let passion and hard work ethic drive you. A passion for agriculture was passed down from William's grandfather to him and has stayed with him all through middle and high school. As a senior at Athens Drive High School in Raleigh, William is looking towards a college major in agriculture education or agriculture ecology at NC State University. Throughout his high school years, William has been heavily involved in the FFA and has learned many skills and life lessons through the organization. He also enjoyed many hands-on experiences and competitions through the years. In fact, he recently won first place in prepared public speaking. I have learned so many life skills during my time with FFA, including public speaking, he said. It has opened my eyes to a variety of opportunities and careers available in the agriculture industry and has helped me become more confident as an individual and the difference I can make for ag in the future. In addition to being a strong public speaker and a hard worker, William brings a unique perspective to the industry due to his background in urban agriculture. I believe that I can serve as a good reminder that agriculture is for everyone, he said. I didn't grow up in the country or on a 1,000-acre farm, but agriculture still spoke to me, and it can do the same for other people. Currently, William has a small hay farm in Person County where he hopes to continue growing hay and some other diversified crops in the future. Even though his future opportunities are wide open, he hopes to one day become an agriculture education teacher and farm on the side. I am really passionate about reaching the next generation and ensuring they know how the importance of our state's #1 industry, he said. As he begins his college journey, William is excited about all the opportunities he will find in agriculture and the many connections he will make. Even though William enjoys many aspects of the agriculture industry, including walking behind and driving the tractor, his favorite part of being involved with agriculture is the people. The agriculture community and culture are unmatched in any other industry, he said. Everyone is so willing to help and support one another. It's comforting and rewarding to know that I have people surrounding me that will help me succeed, and hopefully I can do the same for other people. For individuals seeking a career in the industry, William challenges you to get involved in FFA or 4-H and learn everything about agriculture that you possibly can. Remember that agriculture is for everyone, so it doesn't matter where you come from if you have a background in agriculture or what sparks your interest. There's a place for you in agriculture, and you can make a difference in the industry. We are excited for William as he starts his journey into college and his agricultural career. Congratulations on your high school graduation. These sentiments and these accolades are being sent out to William Winslow. We look forward to seeing and hearing from you and where the future will take you. In addition to our variety of well-known crops, including soybeans, corn, peanuts, what have you, cotton, they're all referred to as row crops, and they are planted in big volume acres and so forth, and we consider them traditional crops. But in recent years, North Carolina has become well known with a lot of specialty crops, and one of them is grapes, which go into making wine. And as a result of that, there are quite a few wineries situated all across our state, and it has become a big industry. And so this is what I'd like to talk about for a few minutes here. And what this amounts to is over 190 North Carolina wineries are on the verge right now, as we conclude April and go into May, to celebrate May as North Carolina Wine Month. North Carolina's wine industry ranks among the top 10 nationally in production, and each May the 190 plus wineries come together to celebrate with tasting rooms across the state, hosting special events and promotions throughout the month. North Carolina Wine Month gives wine lovers, along with those who enjoy cider, an opportunity to connect with this growing segment of North Carolina's craft beverage culture. As the industry has grown, so has the variety and quality of wines produced in the state. If you've never been in a North Carolina winery or haven't been recently, North Carolina Wine Month is the perfect opportunity to get out and enjoy the quality and overall experience in our growing regions, says Brianna Burns, Executive Director of the North Carolina Wine and Grape Council. Over the last 2 decades, North Carolina has become a farm-to-glass state. Our wines, ciders, are grown here and made here. It's an agricultural success story that is gaining recognition nationally and even internationally. In 2023, a rosé from Jolo Vineyards and Winery in Pilot Mountain was named the best rosé on the planet at the prestigious rosé competition during the American Fine Wine Competition. Sanctuary Vineyards in Jarvisburg on the Outer Banks is another shining example. The winery has captured numerous national awards for its wines in recent years by embracing a variety of grapes, from native muscadines to European vinifera to French American hybrids. Sanctuary General Manager John Wright says steady breezes and sunny days provide a quality growing climate along the coast. Earlier this year, Mark Tree Vineyards in Flat Rock earned 2 high scores from a prestigious wine critic for its regular and reserve Chardonnay. So there's a wealth of information available about wines, wineries, and the wine industry in North Carolina. And again, I salute the Department of Agriculture and the Chamber of Commerce of the state and what have you for getting behind this movement and creating May, or determining May to be North Carolina Wine Month. So you can find out more information about this, and for an overview of all wine regions in North Carolina, you can browse listings of individual wineries, cideries, and meaderies in each area. So all of that can be accessed from the website ncwine.org/regions, ncwine.org/regions. So we congratulate the people who are putting forth this effort. Considering indirect to what I've just said, North Carolina is also famous in history for moonshine activity. And what that used to allude to is the manufacture or the distilling of illegal alcohol that was illegal. And that has created a legacy with our state. The legacy of moonshine in North Carolina dates back generations, long before the Civil War. Growing up in the South Mountains, Don Smith was surrounded by the heritage of moonshine and learned about the process of making it at a young age. Today, he is not only continuing his family legacy of making liquor in the South Mountains, but he is also carrying that legacy across the country and throughout the world. South Mountain Distilling, located in Connolly Springs, opened its doors on December 31st of 2016, but its history and legacy date back long before then. Don Smith's family has inhabited the South Mountains since the early 1700s, and his family has been in the moonshine making business for as long as he can remember. In fact, in 1828, his ancestors were involved in the first U.S. gold rush, which is when they not only discovered gold, but also a more efficient way to get some of the gold through making moonshine and whiskey. From the time he was 10 years old, Don remembers hearing stories from his grandfather and great-uncle on the family history of moonshine, how to make moonshine and other liquor products, and the importance of moonshine to the state of North Carolina. I was always around my great-uncle and grandfather growing up, so I constantly heard the talk of how to make whiskey and moonshine. At the age of 10, my great-uncle took me under his wing and started teaching me how the process worked. He also allowed me to help in small ways, like bringing the mason jars to them when needed. Although he diverted from the family liquor business for a few years in early childhood, Don began looking back to his roots of distilling in 2015 and has been fully immersed in it ever since. After a year of paperwork and preparation, Don opened the doors to South Mountain Distilling in 2016. The South Mountains used to be a mecca for liquor production, so I am proud to be carrying on the legacy not only of my family, but of all the families who have a history of distilling in this area. Ever since we opened the doors to South Mountain Distilling, our business and clientele has been growing. People from all across the country come to buy our products and learn about our heritage of moonshine, and that means more to me than they will ever know. Although they were well known in the area from the moment that they opened, South Mountain Distilling truly took off once Don and his team got the opportunity to be involved with the Moonshiners TV show on the Discovery Channel. Being a part of the Moonshiners was an incredible opportunity that really opened the doors for us to expand our product line beyond the North Carolina border. In fact, one of his best-selling products, J.B. Rader's Honeycrisp Apple Moonshine, gives credit to one of the show's main characters, J.B. Rader, and his long-time history of moonshining. All the products made at South Mountain Distilling are taken through a unique process and prepared with both time and intention. Don works with local farmers as much as he can to obtain the ingredients for his products. In fact, the corn that they use comes entirely from farms in the area. Barley, honey, and oak barrels are also products that Don and his team seek to source locally wherever possible. I like to support local businesses as much as I can, but sometimes it becomes difficult when looking for products like barley. The process for each product begins by grinding the grains in the hammer mill we have on site. Then each product is taken through the mashing process where the starches are loosened before being cooled down. Once the cool down process begins, Don and his team add in malts and enzymes to convert the sugars to alcohol. Then each product typically sits for 5 days before being sent through their still for distilling. The still that Don and his team use is incredibly unique to the moonshine industry because of the materials it is made out of and the way that it runs. When we first started seeking out a still, I drew up on a piece of paper exactly what I wanted. I found a guy in Missouri that was just starting to build his own still made out of copper and stainless steel. After talking with him, we partnered with him to build the still that we have today. The very first spirit to ever run through the still was Table Rock Rum, which is still sold at South Mountain Distilling today. It is a slow oil-bathed process that makes each spirit with time, intention, and love. We want to replicate the triple distillation process that was used by our ancestors, while also allowing the full flavors of each product to shine through. Old Bessie, named after my grandmother, produces a high-quality product every time. Once the distilling process of each product is finished, the liquid alcohol is produced and final ingredients are added to complete the process. I might add, I don't know all the details of the facts, but it's nothing illegal about making moonshine. The illegality has to do with paying the taxes or having it taxed. And in the history of moonshine, there was a lot made in a lot of areas that was made off the record and was not taxed. And that is what caused the problems. And all of that is highlighted in a very popular movie from the 1950s called Thunder Road. And that focuses on a lot of activity in and around Asheville, across the mountains into Tennessee. And you might recall Robert Mitchum, the actor, was one of the featured actors in the Ballad of Thunder Road. And so I've enjoyed being with you today. Thank you for allowing me to come into your homes. I look forward to being with you next week, and have a good week, and God bless.